Hey guys, my name is Louisa Connolly-Burnham and the film I submitted was The Call Centre. My film, The Call Centre, is about a young woman called Paige who works at a call centre, surprise, surprise, selling life insurance. She's incredibly lonely, desperate for connection. She's quite introverted, a little bit awkward. And she feels like she finds that connection with a customer over the phone. His name's David. And she is so convinced of that that she decides to steal his data off the system and go and find him. So she turns up at his house one evening and it doesn't go to plan. I am predominantly an actress. I've been an actress for about 14 years, and many people will know that acting is a rather hard industry. Work can most certainly dry up, so a lot of us have day jobs to pay the bills, to pay the rent. My day job for the last few years has been at a call centre selling life insurance, just like our protagonist, Paige. And I got the idea when I was there, sitting at my desk. I started like furiously jotting it down on a notepad. It's always fascinated me how much data and information these companies have on us. They know where we live, they know our contact numbers, our emails, when we were born, do we have children, if so how many, where do we work, do we have a partner. They have an unbelievable amount of information about us. And then when a customer feels comfortable with you on the phone, they will tell you anything, what they're having for dinner, what they're doing this weekend, what happened on EastEnders, literally anything. And I have just been curious as to what would happen if all of that information, all of that data got into the wrong hands. We don't know who works at these call centres. There's hundreds and hundreds of people all over the world. In this case, in the case of my film, all of that information, all of that data just gets into the hands of a very lonely young woman, desperate to connect, and goes the wrong way about it, I'd say. What difficulties, if any, did you have to overcome to make this film? Okay, one of them is the same difficulty that 99% of filmmakers have at the start of their journey, and that is the money, the budget. Where does one find that money? For me, I was clueless. I'd never ever done this before. I was normally an actress. I would turn up and I'd have a nice trailer and some nice food and just, who cares about the money? Who cares about the budget? Turns out it's really hard to fund a film. And we went old school. We did it through Kickstarter. We did I think it was like a 5-week campaign. We wanted £15,000. We actually ended up getting 18,000 after blood, sweat and tears for weeks and weeks on end. I didn't think that we were going to do it. It was really slow at the beginning. It was really in that last week it really picked up. So that was really hard, but we had a wonderful success story with it. Second big hurdle to overcome was the location of the call centre. So originally, because I work at a call centre, up until like probably the week before, my company of my day job were going to give me the call centre to film in, and then they changed their mind at last minute. So we had to very, very quickly find an office in London that was within budget that we could make look like a fully functioning call centre. And the one we found ended up being a million times better than what we were originally going to shoot in. It's fantastic. We were so lucky. We really landed on our feet there, but it was hella scary for a hot second. So there is certainly one subject matter within the film that is sensitive. There is a sexual assault in the film, which is always a sensitive area to work in. I had the unique experience of being the lead actress in it whilst also directing it, and so I had so many things going on, so many things to think about on set, that the actual subject matter, as an actress, it was actually the least of my worries. Come to think of it, there's also there's a masturbation scene in the film as well, which if I was an actress, like just an actress on a project, on a film, and I had a masturbation scene and a sexual assault scene, it probably would be something that I would be quite anxious about doing. But because I had so many other things to think about during the shoot, I didn't even mind. We just ploughed through it. The sexual assault, the guy in it, the male actor, his name is Alan Raglan, a fantastic actor and human being who plays David, also happens to be one of my good friends. So choreographing a scene like that with somebody that you know and love and trust certainly alleviates any worry. So it was smooth sailing, thankfully, considering there's some pretty heavy stuff in my film. This story, this script, luckily just kind of like organically fell into my brain, fully formed, beginning, middle and end. I knew exactly what I wanted to do very quickly, so I got it down very quickly, within probably a week. I sent it around to a few people that I love and trust and admire, to have a little once over of it, and you know, they sent some notes back and I would do little tweaks here and there, but it was done very quickly, and I have struggled since to write anything as smoothly and articulately as I did with the call centre. It's very lucky. Would you do it all again the same way? If not, what would you change to make it even better? So I would say that relying solely on a Kickstarter campaign can be very anxiety inducing. So I would be open to doing a Kickstarter again, but perhaps for a smaller amount, and maybe with some other avenues, like look into some other kind of funds and grants, maybe from a few different places. And I would like to have the money in place earlier, so that I can, as the shoot date draws ever close, so I'm not thinking about the finances, I'm thinking about the creative stuff. And I would like to do all the roles that I did on this project again. One thing that I would change is that I would want to watch playback intrinsically every time. So time constraints and acting and directing it meant that I couldn't always watch playback, so you kind of just had to go, oh, I think we got it, felt like we got it, let's move on. I also had an incredible DOP, Angela Zoe Neal, who I trusted immensely, and of course my my co-producer Emily Everdy as well, there to just oversee everything. But it would have been nice to have seen more playback, although it turned out okay. But yeah, that would be nice moving forward. How long have you been making films for? Well, this is my debut film, so not long at all really, unless you count the films that I've been in as an actress. In that case, it's been 14 years I've been like an actress in films and stuff. But making films, this is my first one, so 1 year. I am a baby. Who inspires you as a filmmaker? My favourite filmmaker of all time is Celine Sciamma. She did Portrait of a Lady on Fire, she did Water Lilies, she is phenomenal. I love her style. It's very intimate, it's very personal. She has brilliantly honest and damaged female protagonists, which I like. I like it when women are written truthfully, honestly, and a bit darkly. So she's brilliant. I just love the way that she shoots. I love all her little shots of like hands and lips and toes. There's a fantastic shot in Water Lilies of the girl, I forget the character's name, but she's scrunching up her toes. I love detail. I love detail and I love macros of facial features, which we'll see in my film. That's definitely a little bit of Celine there. What camera did you use to shoot the film on? We shot the call centre on a delicious Amira, which was a courtesy of my friends at Picture Canning. Thank you, Jamie. What is next for you and your team? Well, we are kind of just now finishing up the festival run of the Call Centre. It's actually just been released on Omeletto, which we're thrilled at. And so I am now just writing away. I'm writing a feature film right now called OK Beryl, which I'm not going to say too much about yet. I'm going to keep my cards close to my chest. But yeah, just writing away and trying to stay sane in quarantine.